I was the youngest of two kids, and my sister Emma was the brave one. At least that's what everyone said. She was 3 years older, already in middle school when I was still afraid of the dark, already allowed to walk to the park alone, already trusted with things I wasn't. So when she suggested we sleep outside in the backyard one summer night, I said yes before I even thought about it. I wanted to prove I wasn't a baby anymore. Our backyard backed up to a long stretch of woods that separated our neighborhood from an old service road. During the day, it was just trees and birds and sunlight, but at night it turned into a wall of black. My parents had always told us not to go past the tree line, not even in daylight. There were no trails, no houses on the other side, nothing but overgrown brush and the occasional sound of cars far away. We dragged out an old dome tent from the garage, the kind that smelled like plastic and dust no matter how long it aired out. Dad helped us set it up just before sunset, joking that we probably wouldn't last an hour. Mom brought out extra blankets and a flashlight and made us promise to come inside if we got scared. Emma rolled her eyes at that. I didn't. We roasted marshmallows over a small fire in the metal pit, watching the sky go from orange to purple to deep navy. When it got dark enough, the woods stopped looking like trees and started looking like shapes. I kept thinking I saw movement between them, but every time I stared, there was nothing. Eventually, Mom called out that it was bedtime. The fire was put out, the back door locked, the porch light left on for us. That light made a bright circle on the grass that stopped just short of the tent, leaving us in a dim gray glow.
Inside, the tent was warmer than I expected. We laid out our sleeping bags, whispering and giggling, passing a bag of chips back and forth like we were doing something forbidden. Emma had her phone, but reception was bad, so she played music quietly from downloaded songs. After a while, the battery warning came on and she turned it off with a sigh. The silence after that felt huge. We could hear everything. Crickets, leaves rustling, the faint hum of someone's air conditioner down the street. I lay there staring at the curved ceiling of the tent, tracing the seams with my eyes, trying not to think about how thin the fabric was. "Are you awake?" I whispered. "No," she whispered back, and I could hear the smile in her voice. I must have fallen asleep eventually, because the next thing I remember is waking up cold. The air inside the tent had turned damp and chilly, and the porch light was off. My eyes took a moment to adjust, shapes slowly emerging from the darkness. Emma's sleeping bag was empty. At first, I assumed she'd gone inside to use the bathroom, but the tent zipper was still closed from the inside. I pushed myself up on my elbows, listening for footsteps, for the back door opening, for anything. Nothing. Then I heard something outside. Not footsteps exactly, more like something dragging lightly across the grass. I held my breath. The sound stopped. After a few seconds, curiosity got the better of fear. I crawled over to Emma's side and pressed my eye near the zipper seam where a thin sliver of outside light slipped through. At first, I saw only darkness. Then my eyes adjusted and I made out the faint outline of the yard, the darker mass of the woods beyond, and a shape standing between the trees. It was too tall to be a kid, too still to be an animal. It just stood there at the edge of the tree line, perfectly motionless, like it had been placed there. I blinked hard, thinking my eyes were playing tricks on me. The shape moved. Not forward, not backward, just a slight tilt of the head, as if it were looking directly at the tent. My stomach dropped. I scrambled backward, heart hammering so hard I could feel it in my throat. Maybe it was a neighbor. Maybe someone walking a dog. Maybe Emma was out there talking to them. I almost called her name. Then I heard the dragging sound again, much closer this time. It circled the tent slowly, deliberate, unhurried. The grass whispered beneath whatever was moving through it. The shadow of something passed across the tent wall, blotting out the faint moonlight. I could see the outline of a shoulder, a head, the shape distorted by the fabric but unmistakably human. I froze, barely breathing. The zipper twitched, just a tiny movement like someone testing it. I clamped a hand over my mouth to keep from making a sound. The zipper moved again, slowly this time, teeth separating with a soft, drawn-out rasp that sounded impossibly loud in the quiet night. It opened only an inch before stopping. Through that narrow gap, something pale appeared. Fingers. They rested there for a moment, curled slightly, nails dirty, knuckles too sharp. Then one finger slid through the opening, pressing against the inside fabric as if feeling for something. I couldn't move. My body had locked up completely, terror pinning me in place. The finger withdrew. For a second, I thought it was over. Then an eye appeared in the gap, wide open, unblinking, so close I could see the shine of moisture on it even in the dark. It wasn't looking around, it was looking straight at me. The corners of the eye tightened like the person was smiling. That broke the paralysis. I screamed. I kicked backward, tangled in my sleeping bag, crashing into the tent wall hard enough to bend the poles. Outside, footsteps exploded across the yard, pounding away toward the woods. At the same time, the back door burst open and the porch light flooded everything with harsh yellow. My dad was shouting my name, running full speed. By the time he reached the tent, whoever had been there was gone. The trees stood silent, giving nothing back. Emma came running from inside the house behind him, half asleep, confused. She'd woken up earlier and gone inside to get water, she said. She hadn't wanted to wake me. The police came. They searched the woods with flashlights, walked the perimeter, asked questions I was too shaken to answer properly. No footprints they could use, no witnesses, nothing stolen, nothing broken. Just a tent with a partially opened zipper. For weeks after that, I couldn't sleep alone. Every creak of the house, every shadow in the hallway made my chest tighten. Eventually, life went back to normal the way it always does, the memory fading into something distant but never gone. About 2 months later, I was walking home from school with a group of kids. We cut through a small playground to save time. At the far end was a chain-link fence that faced the road. As we passed it, a man standing on the other side said, "Hey." None of the other kids stopped, but I did, turning automatically. He was smiling, not a friendly smile, just a smile. "Do you live around here?" he asked. I nodded before remembering I shouldn't talk to strangers. He studied my face for a moment, eyes moving slowly like he was memorizing me. Then he said, very quietly, "You sleep outside a lot?" The world seemed to tilt. My throat closed up. I shook my head, backing away. His smile widened just a fraction. "Good," he said. "You shouldn't." I ran without looking back. When I reached the corner, I glanced over my shoulder. The sidewalk behind us was empty.